Hi, welcome back to the Spirit Lounge. I hope everyone is well and enjoying whatever it is you're doing right now. So I wanted to talk, was debating what to make the video on today, but I settled on one subject. I am a member of a couple of Facebook metaphysical, esoteric, spiritual groups, and I love joining those because it's really interesting for me to see people's views, what people post, and the different spectrums of belief out there, everything from very traditional religious ideology and to the very far out metaphysical, esoteric, New Age belief systems as well, and everything in between. It's quite amazing and very interesting as well, what people post, and I've commented on a couple of things and just browsed others. But there was one post yesterday, a couple of days ago at least, where a chap posted something, and then I read the comments. I did comment on it, and this video is going to be on what I commented on, what my comment was. His post was, in a paraphrase, in a nutshell, that he was venting his frustration at what he saw humanity as becoming in this period. The fear, the perception of control, and that he was frustrated, and now he got to a point where he didn't care what happened to humanity, and they deserved everything that happens to them. And that was his post, and that's up to him, and I'm not here to comment on that. But I mean, I was commenting on some of the other comments he was receiving from that post, and some of those were this. It ranged from this is God's will, and we must just go with the flow because this is how God willed it. And other ones were that there was going to be a saviour coming to save humanity, which is a very traditional one and a very repeating one out there, which I've addressed in other videos and I'll address again today. That particular belief system's all the way down to what we resist will persist, and you shouldn't give it energy, and if you give it energy by giving up, you'll feed it, and we should all be thinking happy, positive thoughts and just sending out positive vibration into the world, and that's all we must do, and that works. That's almost to the other end of this esoteric, metaphysical, New Age spectrum right there, which has its place because that's actually describing how energy works, which is true. It has its place. Simple example is that positive thinking. We're always told to think positively so we can manifest the things that we wish in our personal lives. And that's positive thinking. That's the same thing. It's cascading the energy out there through visualization, through repeating quotes and statements to yourself, whatever works, and ensuring that your thoughts are positive and inclined towards manifesting that which we seek. That is using energy. So in other words, what we continue to think about will persist and become real. So what we resist persists follows that particular principle to a degree, and I'll explain why I disagree with that, with its understanding of that. In short, in summary for me, was that the stance of that this is God's will and that the Saviour will come down to protect us. It's not going to happen. These things are really statements of very ideological religious thinking and historical established thinking, which I'm not about that. This is not my perception, neither is it the channel information that I receive, the awareness I receive from the energetic book that I talk about in all of my videos, which is accessible by everyone, all of you. I'm not saying special. Just opened it up through silence meditation actually all my life. It's been there, I've just realised it and decided as of the last couple of years to just allow it to be public. There is not going to be any saviour coming to save humanity, and nothing that happens to us, nothing, not a single thing, is the will of any omnipotent divine grace or the unity of one. I can tell you that. You don't have to believe anything I say. Nobody does. But I will give you this categoric statement. And adversely, what we persist what we resist will persist. I'm not sure about that either. Because just contemplating one's navel in a cave and thinking happy thoughts and meditating all your life or living and hiding away in an ashram is going to do little for the trajectory of the human condition. Not much at all, in reality. Because you're shielding yourself away from the world, because actually real spiritual strength comes from achieving a position of understanding grace, understanding the unity of one, absorbing it and having it emit from within, opening that book of truth and infinite knowing from within, while surrounded by abstract duality around us. Of course, there's a place for those people in ashrams and gurus and temples and Buddhists, and hiding yourself in a cave if that's the case. Some people may wish to do that and come out and cascade wisdom to the world. Great. But is that the majority of us? Is that going to be overwhelming 90-something% of us? No. We're going to live in this world, and we need to be growing from within it whilst experiencing the duality. This is all based on universal law. What we experience today, have done yesterday, the day before that, the year before that, decade before that, century, thousands of years before that, and what we do today and next tomorrow, the next hour, the next month, year, decade, century, thousands of years going forward, is based on universal law. And universal law is underpinned by free will. When we're referring to our human experience, it's free will. Everything is energy. Of course, the basis of all that exists in the infinite universes of universes is energy. Energy is transmuted into matter through intention and thought. And from a physical sense in human experiences, we transfer what we see and we feel through our senses to the mind, which sees and perceives all these things as physical things in physical worlds and our physical bodies, and we interact with what we perceive as physical, and it is in the experience. But universal law is simple. It's energy, karma, timelines, intention, action, words and thoughts, all governed by free will. Now, how does that make sense? Well, we create timelines constantly, where individually, our own, our families, our cities, our communities, our nations, and globally as a species in this infinite universe of countless sentient beings. We are not the most advanced species in this universe. Mentally, emotional, physical, spiritual, theoretical, energetic, or technological, there are far more advanced things out there than us. So we need to remove that egotistic belief of ourselves away. We need to move forward as a species. And what we do, we create timelines through free will. And through free will, we form intentions. Through intentions, we execute actions, words, and thoughts. And through those things, we create, through those actions, words, and thoughts and intentions, we create outcomes. But we also create karma, which is cause and effect, i.e. what we do, think, decide, perceive, our behaviours, our thoughts, our state of being, our state of expansion or not, will create a particular event, or we execute an action, word or thought now, creating a cause and effect karma of the future. That will either be a positive vibration frequency or not, or something in between. And as a result, that creates timelines of forward proceeding events, experiences, which is caused by our cause and effect or karma of things we do in the now. So what we experience right now is as a result of what we've done, what we've collectively, individually, community, nation, species, have allowed energetically in the past. It could have been decades ago. Some things come to pass sooner than others. Some karma and some cause and effect characteristics of life come to pass sooner than others. Some are more global As a species, we have collective karma. As a world, we have collective karma. As individuals, and right down to individuals, each one of us has collective karma. And we have timelines we've already created that we are going to experience going forward. And that is what's happening now. There is no God executing damnation or punishment upon human beings or any other species in this world. There is no Saviour coming to save us from ourselves. And there is no such thing as just sitting in a cave wishing happy thoughts that is going to change the trajectory of established timelines and what we will experience in this as physical beings in a physically perceived world. That is up to us. Universal law is all pervasive. Human paradigms do not have any relevance on them. What we think as humans are human laws, are human perceptions and traits, what we allow into our minds from external sources of TV, radio, print media, social media, whatever it might be, family, friends, will program our minds and condition our perceptions. Through the perceptions, will determine our actions, words and thoughts. Now we can either decide through free will to continue that, or we can decide to start perceiving things from a different space and a much, much wider spectrum. And that is what spiritual expansion is all about. That is what this channel is focused on. This channel I set up for one specific reason, is to guide people into this process and to release ourselves from incarnation into the human experience, or any experience within the physical realm of this universe altogether. In other words, release ourselves, free ourselves. Because until we do so, each of us are going to suffer the ills of humanity time and time again. Our own and collectively. We will repeatedly incarnate into this experience, and we will suffer the ills of what we've allowed in the past. We will come back to experience what we've allowed for ourselves, our children, our children's children, and as we reincarnate into many lives. Now, of course, those who listen to this can believe in reincarnation or not. It doesn't really matter. This is just my perception. Take it or leave it, really. I don't ask anyone to believe anything I say across any of my videos. And please listen to them from the beginning if you're new, because they are created in a specific, in an order for a reason, actually. It's like a story I try to build, and I throw random ones in more recently, but they are like a story. So we are going to create what we allow. You know, if we continue, I read a phrase recently. The human experience is ruled by psychopaths and run by idiots. And it's very true. We have allowed, in the darkest recesses of global governance, or the system that we are just interacting with a system. We have to face this. It's a system that we interact with, that's created for us and molded by others we don't even see. But are there? They're human beings. But we've allowed psychopaths, sociopaths, and everything in between, all the sordid things that go on in this world. We've allowed that sphere of those who believe in eugenicist agendas and so forth to really create a system that we interact with, and they're molding it around us as we speak, and have been doing for centuries, if not thousands of years. And through our own free will ignorance, we've allowed that. And we continually vote in idiots to rule us. In other words, we've given our power away constantly, day on day, week on week, month on month, year on year, through our infinite incarnative existences to others in our innocence and naivety to a large degree. And as a result, we seem to be living in a world that's constantly spiraling downward. It spirals downward because we're not willing to see what's before us. We're not willing to see what we've collectively created and have allowed over millennia through the actions of free will and the governance of universal law. I urge everyone to listen to the universal law video that I created quite some time ago, and the one on karma and the one on timelines, and you'll understand what it is I'm trying to say in a nutshell in this video. It's already 15 minutes, and I have much more to say. So I'll probably say another video, but I'm going to finish up by saying this. Humans, we all said, oh, that's a human condition. And some New Agers say, everything's happening for a reason. It's all meant to happen. And this is what humans are like. This is a human condition. Actually, it's not. The reason why things are just meant to be and just happen, and what we resist will persist, is because we've already created it. It's because we've already manifested the things that we experience today. It's meant to be, it's God's will. No. It's because we've already manifested this timeline a long while ago. So if we want a different timeline, if we want things to be different, this meant to be belief system, this fatalistic belief system that is out there, this New Age mantra of what energy we feed will persist, yeah, it will. If we keep ignoring things and just live in cloud cuckoo land, they will continue to persist because we're not in control of them. We're sitting in a cave contemplating our navel and ignoring what goes on. We're in a physical body so that we can execute within the physical realms the things that we perceive that we need to change. Action, words, thoughts based out of intention, manifesting energy into karma and in timelines. We have a body through which we have to also change those things. And this is where action comes in, through mind and body. Create the trinity of the spirit, the heart and the mind to do so. That's spiritual expansion. So these things that we say are, they're just meant to be, and that's energy flowing as it should be flowing. That's because we've already created those timelines. There's nothing magical in it. This is just universal law. It underpins every single thing that we experience. It's fundamental to understand this. Otherwise, we are going to just live in cloud cuckoo land of New Age principles and philosophies which simply don't exist. They're just fantasy. Because this world, this universe, is a beautiful tapestry of all possibility, remember. It's not created for us and preceding events constantly through our lives. We have pre-designed events because we create them before we come. But it's only a small portion of our lives are like this. The majority is free will. We don't give away our free will over our body just for the greater good, because that's a human paradigm. Free will is non-negotiable. Non-negotiable. Never give up free will, liberty and sovereignty over the self. And that includes the body in which we inhabit, this avatar we inhabit to experience life as we wish to experience it. We cannot do that if we free will give away the liberty and sovereignty over this body. Choice is fundamental. Choice is fundamental. Do not give it away. Again, free will. We give away things now, we will experience those timelines later. So please understand that these principles of New Age and these religious, very extreme traditional ways of thinking, the extreme metaphysical ways of thinking, it's just the governance of us and what we experience is universal law. Learn and understand universal law, what karma truly is, and how timelines are created. Because those are the foundations of all existence and experience in this infinite universe, human or otherwise. It's the basis of duality, which I'll talk about in another video. So I've taken a little bit more time than I needed, so I'm going to stop. Please like, subscribe, please comment. I love comments, positive, negative, indifferent, doesn't matter. Please share. I don't do this for any other reason than to show people my perception of what expansion is. And I hope you guys enjoy the videos. And again, thanks for listening. I do appreciate your time and love to you all. Thanks so much. Have a great day. Bye.